So
good to see you. I always had a thing for you, Sid.
It's like a fight for me to breathe every day, but I'm okay.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Christian Show Talk Movies. I'm Chris.
I'm Shell.
yeah, I'm Kyle.
I'm Kyle, and welcome to our
There you go.
welcome to our Scream live stream. We're talking about Stu Macher of Scream 7. How are both of you?
Doing good.
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 That was funny. It's good to see that this is Chris's first day working on YouTube, and he has no idea how to speak.
Well, I couldn't get the Stu and the Stu and the Scream part was getting
Gotcha.
mixed up.
I gotcha. I was saying something the other night at trivia, and it had a lot of ass signs in it, like just ass, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god. I tried to say it, and then I started speaking. I said the question like one word at a time. This is the what? Because I couldn't say it. I felt like such a fool, but everybody laughed at me, so there we were.
All right, so we've already got someone coming in strong already. We got here from Edward. Stu Macher isn't dead, and I don't think this is the end. So he's jumping on that train with everyone else.
A little stronger is Henry. Where the hell have you guys been? Oh, when he changed his kitty cat picture. I love it. Well, we started at 7:30 for a little later for Kyle today. Kyle is 2 hours behind you and I, Henry, so we thought we'd let him sleep.
And
I
was
did
watching
sleep all day.
I did sleep. Chris probably had work.
No, I was watching a football game. My AFL footy started up again, so my
Henry
game
says
was on.
we are not live on YouTube.
Just so you know, there's a YouTube problem going on. That was going on yesterday, so it might be the same thing.
We are live on.
We are now.
We are live on. Yeah, now we are.
Now we are. But thanks, Henry.
I absolutely hated Stu back in any way, shape, way. Oh, Em's getting stuck into it all. I've loved Stu, but the performance was cringy as heck. He should have been in the video. He should have been in the video footage of Marine's murder. Well, go away, Em.
No.
All right, who wants to start?
Go with
What is
Shell.
everyone thinking?
Oh, me? Oh well. Well, oh god, I don't know. I thought it was cringy at best. I even thought, like, you know, this was 30 years ago we had Stu. So hold on one second. No stitches, no glue. I told him I wouldn't take stitches because I have that irrational fear. But she said it's not very deep. It is a little split, but if I keep keep it, that word that I won't say out loud that is a synonym for wet. And nobody say it. Then it'll heal okay. But she said I'm gonna have a scar, and I told her scars are sexy, so that was that.
Yeah. Chicks dig scars.
That's it. So, well, I need a dude to dig a scar, not a chick. But, you know, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get at this point. Anyway, back to Stu. We had Stu Macher 30 years ago. And I don't know what people actually want. Do they want Stu or do they want Matthew? I'm going to kick your ass, Henry. I know where you live.
Watch out.
Like he did it from Twitch too. Okay, now he's saying it more than once. I'm gonna kill him. Anyway. So but I don't know what they want. Do we want Stu or do we want Matthew? Because we can't have both, because Matthew is not Stu anymore. Do you know what I mean? You're not the same person you were 30 years ago. So even if he, the actor, pretends to be Stu, it's not going to be the same Stu. It's going to be forced. Because he's not that guy anymore. Am I making any sense whatsoever? Like, you can't go back and be your 16-year-old self without forcing that issue, because you're not that person anymore. Everything in your life has changed. He is now Matthew Lillard, father, director, husband, everything he wasn't in Scream. So I felt it was forced.
Well, I
for
don't think
him
he
to
was. I don't
acting
think he
like
was the
Stu.
same.
He wasn't.
Probably
So
other than that.
I think that's part of the reason why people hated it, because he wasn't Stu. He was
Well,
this weird guy acting like Stu. Do you know?
if
Does
you,
that, I don't even know if I'm making
yeah,
sense.
I know
Maybe
what
it's
you're
me.
saying, but really,
Oh,
like
look,
I said,
Em
like we
is,
said before,
Em is totally with me. Here it is.
well, girl on a
This
girl's team,
see,
we expect
this
nothing
is
else.
this is why I said Matthew fans will be happy, but Stu fans will be disappointed, and I was correct.
You were exactly right. I didn't change my sweatshirt.
And I was saying that without actually saying it. So
You were 100%. You were 100 because I was like, "What in the hell?" When you said that, I knew we weren't getting Stu.
I see. I was already hitting it way before the movie.
But then I thought, well, we're going to get a sizable amount of Matthew, which is basically what you said. So the first, if I just take it for what it was and not looking at getting the original Stu back, I liked the first one the best, where he was at the school. You know, he was super cringy.
Which is where I think he was being his 17, 18-year-old self. It was really the other ones where it changed.
I think that's the best Stu that we got, I think. The other ones were just weird.
See, I like the later ones. The only Stu one only Stu video I did not like was when the third act came when we went back to Sydney's house. That was the only one I thought which didn't make no sense.
Yeah, I think he was trying to please the masses. So Stu was fan service. I think we should have, if they were going to bring Stu back at all, we should have just gotten Stu. Like, Stu should have been alive.
Yeah, so
there shouldn't have been a half-assed, halfway, whatever this AI
Y'all
crap
shut
was.
that down. Thank goodness.
So, but I think
just saying
it should be like now they're already the Stu people are already talking about Stu in 8, and people who didn't believe he was alive in the first place think that there's clues and hints, and I appreciate some of them, that he'll be alive in 8. And if they're going to do it, they need to just do it. It needs to be Matthew Lillard as Stu Macher, not this weird guy on a TV set or whatever. He needs to be in a ghost-based costume chasing after Sydney in his walker because he's in his 50s.
Yeah, so what I mean by that, the audience sure shut that down, didn't they? With their 2 endings.
So, yeah.
Well, that's right. You know, we
and
got
now
the
some people are saying that Kevin made that up. That that's not true. That's why they didn't bring Stu back, because the test audience didn't like it. Could he have made that up? And that's because he's getting a lot of shit for not bringing Stu back normally.
Well, kind of like we talked about, the test audience, which they apparently showed it to, were they really a Scream audience fan, or were they were just happy that they got to see a movie for free as a test audience?
I was watching Sister Pam's one of her after Scream thing, and she said there was somebody that came in and on her stream that said he works in the industry. He's not like a bigwig in the industry, but he works in the industry. And he said that they hand those tickets out like to randos on the street.
Exactly.
So this wasn't a Scream test audience. It was just a bunch of people, as Chris said, seeing a movie for free, who may not have even understood it. So if they had found a bunch of Scream people, then perhaps.
Yeah, see, if it was actual like real Scream fans saying no, then I can understand.
Right, like if it was the 3 of us and Em and Sister Pam and and they asked the people, like, do you like the Scream movies? What do you think about Stu? Like, maybe put out a promotional contest or something to win tickets to see it, and then maybe throw it at a non-Scream audience to see what they think. Just casual fans as opposed to hyper fans, because there are differences.
See, because there are Scream fans that don't want him back, and if it was them that said it, then I can understand that.
Yeah, I can understand that as well.
Then I'll be okay, fine.
We know Em here. We know she thinks Stu is dead and doesn't want him alive. We understand that. That's fair enough.
And that would have been like, okay, yeah, okay, you guys said it. There you go then.
Right.
So.
And like I
Let's
said,
hit the chat
with
here.
the ending we did get for Scream 7, I'm not disappointed that Stu wasn't there. I was actually happy that I just got to see him again.
Yeah, it did. It did.
People are wondering if he was the one that opened the gate for.
Oh well,
Anna
people are
Camp.
going to theorize
Yeah,
that.
well,
Who actually?
Which
I
I
think it
didn't
was
even-
just the way they opened it because
which I didn't even notice until Davey Deffer actually said something. Oh, who opened the gate? I just thought
somebody
it was,
mentioned it. I noticed it the second time I watched it. Somebody had said something.
Yeah, so did I, because I knew that he'd said it literally.
Well,
I think it was the night before I saw it. So
that's why when he said it, when I watched the second, I noticed. Okay, I see what they're saying now.
yeah, but I didn't really think
So-
anything more of it.
Edward thinks it's possible that Stu's still out there. I'm still on the no way train.
So, can we?
The only reason that I was cringe because it was half of the stuff that the AI first part was real. Yeah, I'm gonna pay more attention to that when I see it again. That the first
talking-
one apparently looks very real, and the second, what are there 2, 3 after that?
Yeah, you get the one in the school, the one in the bar.
You know what's crazy
the
about
one when
the
he's talking to
scene?
Gail and that.
You know what's crazy about the scenes after the first scene? You don't see the scars at all.
Yeah, that's the point that people are making.
Oh, that's what
They're
they're
not
saying.
they're
Okay.
not
There's no.
parenting
I
after
thought
the
there were
first one.
scars in the. There's no scars in the other ones.
No.
Or are
It's
they
just,
just like lighter?
It's hard to tell where the scars are.
but it's really translucent, and you can see it when he's outside the school.
Well, they would say that was lighting.
They definitely messed
'Cause
it
it's
up.
very
They
bright.
should. You should be able to see the scars.
But
throughout the
I've
whole
also heard that when you do a deep fake, you can't have sudden movements because it jacks up the background. Does anybody else know if that's true?
Well, you know
So
what?
like what my point was he had the phone and he was like when he was at the school and he swung the phone to show that he was at the school. But if that was a real deep fake and you swung like that, the whole background would have been jacked up
Yeah.
because the background in this deep fake would be fake.
Right.
He's not really at the school. So when he spun around, the whole fake background, like a green screen, would have been messed up.
Yeah, which
And
we
then in
see
the
on
other ones, he stood really still. He didn't move around like he did in the original one.
And then,
which is
The
a good.
stuff that I heard. I don't know anything about deep
but
fakes.
Ben's AI laptop looks like he has to morph into him.
Right. Right. Edward says the reason they went AI is to set up 8. That's what we've heard. And M, not every Scream fan wants
M
to
says-
alive.
Sis is calling the gate an automatic gate.
Automatic gate. So Anna would have reached forward. I'm sorry, what the hell's her name? Jessica would have reached forward, touched the button, and then backed up, and then the gate would have opened. That made sense. Like, how do you get groceries and shit in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always thinking practical. All right, Kyle, you're up.
So the way I see it, I enjoyed it because it was just Matthew being Matthew, and it wasn't like Stu being Stu. If you know what that means, you know what
That's what I was saying.
You
Yeah.
know what that makes sense. I like the scenes because it was Matthew being Matthew, because they just let them do what he wanted. But as the later went on, if he was going to be on like full on Stu, he would have definitely took the Stu character and really went with it. It was more Matthew being Matthew at that point. This is the way I saw it. I enjoyed it. When I said I enjoyed those scenes, it's because it was Matthew being Matthew.
Right. Well, that was my point. Like, do we want Stu or do we want Matthew?
Because if you're going to give a
cannot
Stu,
have-
go on full
We
on Stu.
cannot have both.
It was just for me. I just thought it was just let's let Matthew do what Matthew does.
Yeah, I thought he was like overacted. I really did. Edward says because if you look back, Stu had scars on his face. And if you look, did touch his neck in the first one, so it was actually him in the first part of the call. M says that was also the closest, right? And we know that Jessica and Marco, they want to say that Stu is not alive, that he is alive. But in reality, not a chance because it would be done first. So these 2 men will work.
Because when I said I love the Stu stuff, I thought about it later on. Okay, this is actually Matthew being Matthew. So that's why I loved it.
Well, that is
Yeah.
the rumor that the AI set him up for 8. That he's like the big thing that he was going to come back and torment Sydney so that she thought he was dead. And of course he's not. And then he'll come back in 8 alive and scare the actual crap out of her. And the paperwork thing, the coroner lady being dead. Now, I don't think they killed the coroner. I think she was probably just old, being it was 30 years ago. But the paperwork missing, you know, that's my theory for the opening of 8.
Well,
Nothing
Nev
to do with the
apparently
paperwork.
pitched a good idea for 8. So,
Apparently, yeah, Kevin's all in on that one.
and people are loving that. So we'll see how that goes. And it's already did make some box office success already.
Oh, huge, yeah. The problem is people disliking this one so much. How much can the next one do? How well will the next one do?
Well, despite
I
a
think
couple
the
of my problems, I enjoyed it a lot. So
I think it had good parts.
oh yeah, he definitely did. He was a highlight.
Oh, Joel McHale, he was outstanding. All of the what the hell did they do casting this moron as such a pivotal person? I mean, you can't just be Sidney Prescott's husband. Like, you have to be a certain someone or a certain something to be Sidney's husband. And I thought, Joel friggin' McHale, dear God. And I was talking to my son the other night about it, and he's like, they picked that idiot to be her husband. And I'm like, I know. But let me tell you, he's like a ninja assassin. He kicks the crap out of that guy.
And to tell you the
And
truth,
Carl was a big dude.
oh yeah, he was. He
big dude.
tackled him onto the road before he got run over.
Mhm. And he
Speared
was
him.
kicking the shit out of him in the house, kicked him in the chest, the ninja chopped this. He was outstanding. And I love the scene where Tatum comes down in the jacket. I know this is about Stu, sorry. But Tatum comes down in the jacket and Sid gives her crap about it. And he said, that was on you. That's the kind of husband Sydney needs, to call her on her shit, which somebody we all need, let's be honest. But when he said that, I was like, I'm in love with this man. Please don't die. And he didn't. I was so excited. That's like the one thing I got right from my Scream 7 predictions.
And he erased Mark Kincaid. So
He did. I wasn't even missing Patrick Dempsey, which I totally
I
thought I
wasn't
would
missing
be.
him in the first place. But anyway.
I wasn't even thinking
Well,
about him either.
I was upset that Dempsey wasn't in it because I felt he and maybe not so much he and Nev had a connection, but I felt he and Mark and Sydney had that connection. And I thought they would have been really good together. And I mean, Sydney or Nev and Patrick would have made their chemistry work. But he went out the window as soon as Joel McHale basically said 5 words.
Well, I don't
totally
think Kincaid would have fought the same way Mark Evans did, because Kincaid couldn't even handle him in Screen 3. Got bounced off the
he got his
fireplace.
ass kicked a lot in 3.
Yes.
I mean, he got there, he was on the floor. He snuck into the secret room and he was on the floor. Like,
Got
what is
chaired to the head.
happening? Yeah, it's at the box office is even over that now. I just saw a new total. It's over 120 or something. It's crazy.
Nice.
Evans over Kincaid any day. Bubba thought Joel was going to be terrible too. I thought he was amazing. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
And I'm so glad I picked him not to die, because they showed his death 120 times. Like, in everything we got, Mark was getting stabbed. And I'm like, they're pushing his death a little too hard. He's not going to die. I was very excited that he didn't.
And
He's going to be unhappy for a little while because he's going to be in a lot of pain, but he'll be on a lot of drugs too. So.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was also going to say, just while we're off topic off of Stu, I was going to say, well, really the hate of Scream 7, how much really can you take it seriously? You know, you have your YouTubers and that, you know, they're going to have their opinion on the movie, which is fair enough. But you have all these people with all this Palestine bullshit and stuff. And you actually reply to them and say to them, well, you know, you're trying to support Melissa Barrera, but what actually do you actually watch her in? What have you actually seen her besides Scream? None of them get back to you.
Yeah, because first of all, Melissa and Tara did not make this franchise to begin with. Yes,
No.
you know, there were great characters in 5 and 6. But and besides, she confirmed that she was only contacted for 2 anyway. She said it later on herself. And not even other people have said it. And she was only contacted for 2. And besides, the original spot for Scream 7 would have been horrible anyway. I didn't want to see Sam as the killer anyway, and Tara would have died anyway. So people would have been pissed off about that. So it's a good thing she wasn't in Scream 7. So I'm happy with the Scream 7 we got. So.
And this quickly, and I don't want to dwell on it at all, but this
No.
whole Palestine thing, and I appreciate that Melissa is supporting Palestine, and I get that. I am not making a political statement whatsoever. I am not giving my opinion on the situation in Palestine or any of that. But to the people who support Melissa because she supports Palestine, do you continue to support Palestine in your day-to-day?
Yeah,
or are you
that's what
just
I-
jumping on the Are you just jumping on the bandwagon that they fired the actress you liked, and all of a sudden, let's save Palestine? Do you even know where it is? Do you know anything about what's going on over there? No, you don't. You're just being a keyboard warrior who's being an asshole, and that's all I will say about it.
Okay, well, I was going to bring this up anyway. Why you're bringing up the point of Jimmy Thatcher? I was actually thinking about this today. I would actually love him to see it be more stuff, to be honest. I just think he's a natural actor.
He was very good. Yeah, he kind of flowed. You know, he didn't seem like he was. He seemed like he was the guy who would be super stoked to be at Stu's house.
Oh yeah.
I'd never seen him before. I like the line in the trailer where he goes, "Here it is," and his voice cracks. But
He was
Yeah.
awesome in the opening.
that wasn't in the movie.
He was awesome in the opening.
He was.
I liked his kill. People are saying that they didn't like it with the eyeball thing. I like the eyeball thing.
But they
I thought
sure
it was
took away
good.
the trees away, so I'm with Chris. It looked like Stu's house was on a friggin' highway instead of where it was.
Yeah, what was up when they're coming down the highway, and I'm like, oh, this is good. Like, we're gonna have a conversation with those two, and the podcast is playing in the background, and we're gonna hear stuff, which we did. We heard about him being in 2, and it was proven that he was alive. That was a nice little drop we got there in the first 8 seconds of the movie. But then they pulled off, and then I was like, where are they going? Because the house isn't there. The house is way back. It's like a 1.5 mile long driveway, but no, the house was right there for the movie. And I'm like, well, that was weird.
Yeah.
We're not going for even like they even screwed it up because we saw the house and the driveway and everything in the first one. So you think they would have
Especially
kept the continuity, you know what I mean? But they totally blew it. Yeah, that bugged me.
it looked like a fast food place on the side.
I was just going to say, like, the whole part where he got stabbed in the head to the back of the eye anyway, that's going to be the natural thing that's going to happen anyway. If the knife's going to go in your head and just hit the back of your eyeball, of course your eyeball's going to...
Yeah, I thought it was well done. I like that.
That kill was good. And even McKenna's.
And I really liked when they did like the Michael Myers thing where they just showed Ghosty and then he backed up
Mhm.
right before he was going after Michelle Randolph. I really like that. Oh, Bubba says it's his second favorite.
Awesome.
I don't think any of
Bubba.
us are quite that generous, Bubba. That's great. Good
It's in
for
the
you.
middle for me, but that's awesome.
It's in the middle. Yeah, it's still currently, Em, are you listening? It's still currently below 4. And that is all to all of you watching 4 with you the other day or last week or whatever the hell it was. Changed my opinion. I still don't like it, but I did enjoy it more watching it with you.
I have some thoughts on the opening, but obviously that's what we're going to talk about we're going to talk about Scream 7 more on M stream,
One in
so
the
then
bar,
Yeah, oh,
yeah.
I will
I
talk
agree
about
with
that then.
Em.
Shall
she's
we
a
go?
Changed woman.
She's a changed woman, Em.
I'm a changed woman.
Yeah, it just ticks me off how people treat Scream
No,
7.
it's fine. When's our Scream 7 chat? Tomorrow?
Sunday.
Is it
Oh.
tomorrow? Sunday.
With M on Sunday.
Oh yes, we're on a different channel on Sunday to talk all things Scream 7. So
And I'll
maybe
be
we'll
there.
post the
And I imagine we'll be there.
Eli. Eli, would you please post the link to M's channel? And then the link that Eli
you'll
will
find
just
it-
will post
you
in a
actually-
minute.
Or you'll find it in the description of the video.
Oh, there you go. We'll be
Kyle
there
and
Sunday
M.
to talk all things Scream 7.
Kyle and M's channels are in every single video that we do.
We're glad you're joining us. I've been watching a lot of 7 videos to see if there's anything that I missed that might impact my thoughts. Not yet, but I'm trying. But like I said before, we were talking about the toxicity of the Scream fandom right now. So I think I've only watched 2, and I have 2 more channels go. Oh, thank you, Eli.
Oh yeah, Eli's not a mod. I forgot about that.
He's not.
I can share it quickly.
I can get it, Kyle. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Chris, go ahead. Give us your
Yeah,
Stu
what did you
thoughts.
talk about, Stu?
All right. Well, I was just going to say, I enjoyed, if I wasn't going to get Stu Macher to be alive, I'm happy with what we got. Like I said, we got the little conversation at the front of the school, which kind of reminded me of old school Stu from, like I said, we kind of got that old school Stu, but then when he'd hit his second and third video, it was like we got matured Stu Macher. If you get what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And I know M talked about this on her channel, like the whole part where he touched the like the keyboard to turn off the video. I actually find that part funny because he makes some funny little face.
You know when he says, "Showtime, bitch."
Yeah, which is why I put that at the start of the video.
Oh, that's a whole other conversation, that AI at the end with all the returning characters.
Oh, that was horrible. That was actually horrible. How
Yes.
they wasted talent right there. They could have did so much more with that.
Yes.
I was hoping Scott Foley was lying when he said he was only there for a day and he only worked for like 3 hours. Now I see why.
Where was his glasses?
A lot of people said that. Like, he didn't look like Roman. He just looked like Scott Foley. Which, again, there's a difference.
Eli's also on the Stu train. He's saying that he reckons he's going to be back in 8. Nice. What's that
Okay,
saying?
there's the link to M's channel, where we will be Sunday at 2. Nope, it's 3.
I actually think it's Jessica acting as Stu on AI with some of the scenes. Her psycho is perfectly. Yeah, I don't think so. I get what you're saying, Em, but I don't. I actually think Anna Camp was pretty bland, to be honest.
I wanted to like her. Now I don't even like her as a person after all this drama shit with that post. The reason why Ben was recreated because some of the AI imagery like this because he worked on other things. And yeah, but it's weird that I don't know. I'm not. Oh, Scott Foley, he's gorgeous.
He's
He has aged well.
He's a bit thinner now, though.
He is. You're right. He's thinner now than he was then.
Yeah.
Top 5 killers. I like. Well, I think part of my thing with her is changing because of her recent issues, which it shouldn't. I should only evaluate her in the movie, but I think she could have been better. Maybe that's why I'm having issues with her, because I think she could have been better. And that's not Anna's fault. You know, that's whoever wrote Anna's part.
Keep Guy Busick away from the writer.
Which I imagine Guy Busick wrote the whole ending, right?
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah, he needs to be fired.
Get him out of there.
Well, I have an idea for
Yeah.
Scream, mate. Who should write, who should direct? I reckon Kevin Williamson should write, and they should bring back. They should ask him to get Christopher Landon to direct. So then Kevin Williamson can just worry about the writing. He doesn't have to worry about all that other stuff. And then Christopher Landon can just direct the thing.
Thank you. Oh, that's very sweet.
That's what I would do.
But I would be happy if he just directed and writing again. Just the writing.
Oh, if he does
Yeah.
do it, I'd be happy with
I'm
it.
good.
That's just
Kevin
Yeah.
writes and
Oh, yeah,
directs
you
the whole
know,
thing.
when Christopher Landon was announced before Kevin got the job, that would have been interesting because I love Happy Death Day and Freaky, so he wrote Disturbia. So I would love to see what he would have done with it because he has the mystery in Happy Death Day really good. But but I'm happy with. But since he had to leave, I'm happy with Kevin did as director. Just to give him the full
Maybe
writing.
they bring in somebody like him for like a consulting director. I don't know if that's a thing. I know they have more than one director in movies. I've seen it, but maybe he consults with somebody because I liked the direction of this movie. I thought Kevin did a great job, but you can tell that he's new at it. Like he's obviously not seasoned, but he learned from Wes. So I saw Wes Craven in this movie, not a whole lot, but some of the scenes and stuff. I mean, a lot of those were Wes, which I appreciated.
Yeah, you could tell he took.
I mean, he learned from a master, for God's sake.
You can tell he learned from Wes when he was directing.
Oh,
100%.
Bubba says Jill is his least favorite ghosty. Ugh.
Chill this, chill that.
Jill.
Jill,
I just want
Jill.
So it
one.
would be better if it wasn't. Yeah, M hates Emma Roberts.
Well, no, M's just going to disagree with me all night. I know that.
Darn right.
Kevin's original ending, Stu returned alive. Yeah, but we've talked about that earlier, Bubba, before you got here. That I was watching a different stream and someone who works in the industry said that they just hand out those tickets to anyone. So what would have been better is if they did some sort of Scream fan lottery, whether you want Stu to be alive or you don't. That's going to be our test audience. So we actually have Scream fans in the audience, like rabid Scream fans like we are, and then casual Scream fans like the rest of the world, and then non-Scream fans. I think they needed to really put in the work to make, well, not just for this movie, but for every movie. Like you can't go off a test audience if it's like having somebody test a bunch of food and you cover it in Old Bay seasoning and none of them like it. Well, of course they're going to say we don't like the food tonight because they don't like Old Bay. So if they don't like the movie that they're going to see, they're going to say it sucked. Or if they don't understand the whole theory behind why Stu is there, they're not going to like it because they're going to be like, well, this is really stupid. Whereas if we saw it, knowing the backstory, we may have enjoyed it. Oh, look at me. I'm on fire tonight.
You're on.
It's the head wound. It's made me more
that migraine
more
made you more and more.
Yeah.
That's it. I have to take my Band-Aid off so everybody can see it.
You're on fire.
I'm on fire.
You're on
That's it.
fire.
Oh, thank you. Oh, everyone liked the stream. Yes, please like it. But I mean, that's my thought on test audiences. I've never been part of one. I would love to be, but I would also be interested in yeah, he could have shut up about it. I wish they didn't say anything.
No, see, what really got that started is what Matthew said at that event.
Well, Matthew's stirring a hornet's nest because he's still pushing the
Especially with the YouTubers that were at that event. No offense.
He wants to be number one on the call sheet.
He does. He said he's never been. That's what he wants. Really, Kevin let everyone know because he was being accused of being disrespectful to the fans who wanted Stu alive with Marco's line. Yeah, well, that line was pretty rough. Like, you're stupid if you think Stu's alive. A little harsh. But I also think that was, if you go down the Stu road, and I try to look at it both ways. Like, I look at it for me, who doesn't think Stu's alive. But then for the other people, like, that could have been a misdirect. Like, you're really stupid if you think that's true. Meanwhile, Stu's opening the gate. You know what I mean? I don't really think Stu opened the gate, but does that make sense? Oh, God, I feel like I'm not making sense. Just said you're on fire. She's on fire. I was about to say it.
Right.
I hurt my head. I fell and I hit the wall really hard, and I have like a wicked cut on my head. So I'm blaming that for my rantings and the fact that I'm actually making sense tonight. But he wanted like killer task type thing where Jessica said, Her was the one that dictated more traumatic. I'll post it again. This is Horror's channel.
And I'm actually
We are there
helping
Sunday at 3. So go ahead and like that.
and I'll be helping
Yeah,
out. and
seriously, I
I'm
have a wicked cut on my head. Yesterday I didn't have a band-aid on it. It looked like somebody I told everybody that my dog punched me in the head. They took the pee out of both ends of the spectrum of fans. I don't find it offensive, but I can see. Yeah, I can understand it.
But I'm going to be I'm
Just
actually
subbed.
helping out.
Em, you got a sub. Thanks,
Nice.
That's great.
Well, I was going to say I'm actually helping out, so I'm going to be actually be on M's channel. So
That's outstanding, Kyle. That's the
Yeah.
best news yet. I think the motive is slightly better on rewatch. I'll be honest, I missed the motive, the whole motive, like everything that Anna Camp said. I missed on my first watch because I was too busy looking at everything else and paying attention to everything else. So I really think it was much better on rewatch. I think it's a ridiculous motive, but I get it because she's a sociopath. Thank you, Eli. It's going to be a minute.
I agree
it's
with
quite
him
the
about that.
bloody up there. Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. Congrats to Kyle. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're finally
celebrating on
celebrating.
Saturday.
Yeah, we're finally
Yeah,
get
we're
to
celebrating.
celebrate it. And Chris and Shell and M will be there. Davey definitely will be there. And all the
Yeah.
other amazing guests will be there as well.
Very excited. I will be
Well,
late, but I will be there.
I missed the motive because the motive was a bloody something an 8-year-old kid would say.
That's true. Like it was like she was kind of throwing a tantrum, like,
Yeah.
well, you did this, and I'm mad about it.
You weren't here.
Yeah.
But I mean, isn't that
Yeah.
isn't that what all of them are? Like Jill. Oh, it's Sydney. She's whining like a 5-year-old.
Well, that's
like,
multi-
she's
she's
got my toy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I get that.
Eli, I'll tell you, I had my cake and I ate
But
it
Jill-
too the other day when Em had Davey on her channel and I got to listen to both of them. Oh my god! Sorry, Chris.
But Jill's whinging because she wants to be the famous one now, not because fucking Sydney bloody disappeared and she doesn't know buddy her little support friend anymore. Her little book. That's like me going on a killing spree because McDonald's didn't have the fucking McRib anymore.
There's people that'll do that.
I know there is.
Yeah,
It's-
see,
it's-
I just don't get it. Like
It's just
everybody's, and even the motive in 6 where you know that they come back to Sam because she's the reason that Richie's dead. The motive there isn't bad. It's the ridiculousness of the rest of it that is bad. All right. Oh, this is Kyle's channel.
Well, I know it's not funny that someone would go do that, but I'm laughing because I just seeing Chris go do that.
I hit enter before I
Oh, that's so
put the
funny.
thing. So
He goes there as Christine.
I can't get the.
Am I one of those people, Em? Do you think I'm missing the point?
Thank you for subbing as well.
Thank you. A sub is a sub. Anybody got anything else with the whole Stu?
I don't know why I find it so funny the way Chris said that. I know it's not funny someone would do that, but just Chris saying that I'm gonna go this because I'm McDonald's.
I swear Em wants to fight me.
That's right. Let's see what Ghostface says about that.
Yeah.
There you go. Can you handle that, Chris?
Of course I can handle it.
Where did she go?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to the show. She disappeared. Maybe she didn't like my McRib.
You know, Em, I can just picture that. A kangaroo walk up to Chris and
Well, I'm a native of Australia, so kangaroos ain't going to hurt me.
kangaroos show up at his door in a ghost face mask.
Yeah.
Just in, Chris from Chris and Chef Talk Movies got in a fight with a bunch of ghost face kangaroos dressed as ghost faces.
I'll punch you in.
I just see the news now. We love you,
Yes.
Chris. This is all everyone just needs
This
to
is
know
all
this
just a bit of fun.
This is just as our banter because we love each other. This is our
Yeah.
banter. Yeah, bring it, bitch.
The Australian kangaroo will punch you back to your Big Ben.
I've seen videos of those things. Those are badass. What did I miss?
It's
Hi.
about
I'm
Chris
trying to say
fighting
hi.
kangaroos as ghost faces.
They're fierce. They're fiercer than Ghosty is.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Remember, M's the
What are you
OG
doing?
ghost face. She'll fuck you up.
That's it.
Well, I'm
She'll
sure
eat
she
you.
probably
She'll
would.
cut you. She'll cut a bitch.
Yeah.
She'll cut a bitch. She would. I have to be behavior. She'll kick my ass. So
Big Ben is the size of her fist. All right, what'd I miss?
Nothing.
Chris, are you on the stew train or are you done?
Well, like I said before, we saw Scream 7. I wanted it then. You know, if Stu was going to be, what's his name? If he was going to be Carl and got run over, I would have been happy with that.
and then that would be fun. Would that be interesting though? Can you imagine?
Well, I
He was
think
like,
the Stu fans would have had a freaking revolt if Stu went out getting hit by a car. Can you imagine? Like they
Now
get
he's
him
dead
in the home
now.
invasion scene, they unmask him for 8 seconds, and he got hit by a car. Now I did hear before, like way early, that Gail comes in and hits somebody with the car, and the person she hits is Stu. And would have applauded. But I forgot all about that because it was very early on in the production. I thought, well, somebody pulled that out of their ass. But if that happened, the Stu fans, I mean, Kevin Williamson would have more death threats than he has now. Can you believe he's getting death threats because of what he did with Stu? Death threats.
Oh, people can settle down.
These
Yeah.
people are freaking nuts.
So that's
It's
just
just-
stupid.
Yeah, well, people are on the fence. Oh, that's what you can go back and watch the beginning of this video. We're on the fence about it. We don't like it mostly. Yeah, we don't like it. I feel that if we were going to get Stu back, we should have just gotten Stu back. It should have been even if he did the phone call like at the school and the phone calls were taunts to Sydney, but then at the end there was some sort of gratification of Stu being there.
That's
You
right.
know,
And yeah, It
Anna
should have
Camp
been-
was the worst part. I love Anna Camp. Well, I did love Anna Camp. Now I don't like her. People who flip out like that on the internet get offended by other people's opinions need to check into Fallbrook. Matthew was getting death threats. No, not Matthew. Kevin Williamson, the writer and director, because he didn't write Matthew back in or didn't write Stu back in.
hey, the audience shows no, so go after them.
This is for Chris. I think Chris is a douche, but I will not flip out punch. Good God, Em. She's on
Bring
fire
it.
today. She is on
She
fire
is
today.
on fire.
Oh my goodness.
You know, and that's why. Okay, if you like Scream something, great. If you dislike it, fine. Like no one needs to get mad at each other over it. You know what I mean?
That's
Right. You know, I
I-
mean, Em and I are still friends. And like the first day I met her, I told her I hated Scream 4, and we're still friends.
Yeah. So, and I
You
see
know,
that
I mean-
how it ends. People act
And
stupid. with that.
oh,
Sorry, Shell. Go ahead.
and now she's saying, no, I love Chris. Yeah. She's one of those keyboard warriors, says all that bad shit behind a keyboard.
Mm.
But, you know, I have friends that disagree with me politically. We just don't talk about politics.
Well, good. You don't
It's
have.
very simple. You know what I mean? She's one way, I'm the other way, and we agree to disagree, and we just don't talk about it. And you know what? We're all grown-ups there. I've been friends with her for over 30 years. I'm not going to lose my friend because we disagree on who should be our president or who should run for president or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So it's very easy to just click past that comment that you disagree with.
If we all were all the same opinion, YouTube would be boring as hell.
Yes.
Right.
So
I agree. And I like a healthy debate.
Yeah, healthy.
Like going back to 4, Em and I have discussed quite a bit why I don't like it and why she does. And she's kind of brought me around where I like it a little more. But I mean, it's just the way it is. I knew that he was going to be AI. Yeah, I think everybody sort of expected him to be AI.
Well, I didn't until Kyle started giving us hints.
Oh, yeah, I expected AI. I did not expect actual Stu.
Yeah,
but I think we should have gotten Stu from what they gave us. They should have either gone all in or gone all out. Because this half-assed it pissed everybody off. It pissed off the people who wanted Stu alive, and I, as someone who didn't want Stu alive, am pissed off about it because it was dumb.
I agree with that.
And that crap at the end with Scott and Laurie Metcalf,
especially
and Dewey. Can we talk about Dewey for a minute? I know this is a Stu stream and we're all over the place, but can we discuss Dewey? How he kind of looked like Hitler.
Yeah, well,
little haircut.
And I appreciate that he's dead, but Scott Foley sure as hell looked alive. But Dewey looked dead.
Well, that's what Dewey
Terrible.
did look like. He
Miserable.
looked like dead. Yeah.
Miserable.
I was going to say he looked like dead. He looked like he'd been filming all day, and then he was busting for a shit. And then Kevin Williamson said, "Oh, we want to do another take," and he was just holding in the buddy's shit. And he couldn't go to the toilet.
I wasn't thinking of it that way, Chris, but you're absolutely. I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott and Laurie looked outstanding, but
I reckon she looked terrible too. She looked like she just got out of bed.
Well, they could, if they're going to use deepfakes, they could use them much better than that.
Agreed.
It had them like called Ghostface Nightmare coming after whatever, or something like that.
Well, that is Matthew Lillard still being on the Stu train. That's not Matthew knowing any. Well, he may know the insights to 8. I don't know, but he's been pushing the Stu train since they talked to him at the end of 2 about being in 3. So I feel like that's his. I wonder how happy he was. Like, if you were to actually talk with Matthew Lillard off the record, sign 10 NDAs that you would never repeat what he said, how he feels about what they did in 7. If he's happy with it. Not happy with his performance or any of that crap, but if he's happy with what they did with Stu, like the conversation we're having, were you happy with how they treated Stu? Handled, treated, whatever word I'm looking for there. You know what I mean? What he would think about it. Stu should have been something. And that's the plan, allegedly, for 8. And apparently, according to Kevin, Nev Campbell has the answer for 8, her big plan. Whatever the hell that's going to be. I don't know.
Yeah. I just do it naturally.
It's hilarious. When Chris first played the outro the other day.
Oh, when I did the voice for that? Did Em ever see that?
Because I hadn't heard it. I was sitting here, because you can't see us when the outro's playing. I was in tears. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
When I said enjoy Scream 7 in my Ghostface voice.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Enjoy Scream 7.
You should talk like that on a stream with Em and Davey. Well, that was the big thing, like the cult of Ghostface, and there was going to be a bunch of them. And I mean, I had questions. I was all in on the cult. If we went that way, I think that would be outstanding. That Stu is just sitting behind a desk, maybe in a wheelchair because the TV severed his spine or something, and he's typing away to his little ghost people. And I think that would have been really great if we went that way. But don't you start with me. Hey. Shush.
Well, I'm
You see him
actually
on
looking
TV
more
here?
forward of what he's going to do in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 because they're actually going to have him go full on in that movie with Skeet.
I've heard that.
Yes.
So
You are? I'm so excited.
awesome. And
Is it just for me? Can I be the only audience member? Well, I thought that too, Edward. Like, now they're gonna say that, and I mean, I knew with the AI that Sydney would not believe for a second Stu was alive. When they did that weird zoom in on Sid's face, but the background goes away. I don't know how they do that, but it's weird. I feel like she knew that wasn't Stu. She was reacting to the fact that he was at the school near her daughter. Like, she wasn't dumb enough to think Stu was alive. I don't think for a second. Like, obviously there was that initial shock of like, holy shit, that's Stu, and then he started talking about Tatum, and who was talking to her didn't matter anymore. It was the fact that he was at the school.
She was unsure at one point.
Right. I believe she, like, for a second there was that shock, but then
no, there was actually a scene where she says she wasn't sure if he was dead now.
Right. But then there was the paperwork snafu. So, and that again is the Stu train chugging along that, well, the paper's gone and the lady who would know is dead, and anybody else that would possibly know is dead because it was 30 years ago. So
I'm not even thinking about it until Scream 8 actually gets kicking.
yeah, I'm not, and I think
I'm taking a break.
If Matthew's going to be in it, they need to not tell us anything in 8. Not like this, how they gave us that Matthew was going to be in it. Just film it, and everybody has to sign like
and you can hide it.
NDAs.
You can hide it, yeah.
They could do it.
Yeah.
Yep. No cell phones on set. Audio is like locked in a box. I mean, it can happen. And so I could say, like, I work on the set, and I could say, Matthew Lillard was there today, blah blah blah, but I don't have any proof. Nobody's gonna believe me. Well, I mean, people might believe me, but they could do it. Nobody knew Sarah Michelle Gellar was in I Know What You Did 2025. That was like the best kept secret ever.
That was nice.
I was very surprised by that.
That was also filmed here, so
oh yeah,
we can keep it. We can keep things a bit more wrapped, Danny.
Yeah, me too, Em. I think like after April, after we do our watch party, I think we need to, and then maybe start like maybe in July, just kind of look into it and see what we can, maybe what we've heard about 8, because it's not going away, because 8's coming fast. So maybe, bless you, Kyle. I see.
I was laughing when
I thought you sneezed.
said,
sorry.
But thanks though.
Did I miss something?
When that was filmed in Australia, that's probably why she said it's crap.
That's why it's crap.
Hey, there was nothing. There was nothing wrong with Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. It was just the bloody ending.
Yeah, tell you, when they hit the bar, when it all goes.
If they didn't have Uncle Ray playing a game as wanted to be the revenge killer, it would have been fine.
Hey, yeah, no.
And the motive was horrible too. Anyway, that motive was horrible.
Yes.
I saw that. Here's perspective. I saw that movie with someone who did not see the original, because she may not have been born then. God help me. So we went to see it, and I was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me!" Oh, sorry. At the end, and she looked at me, and then we were talking about it on the way back, and she loved it. I did not, obviously, because I have the knowledge of the original and who Ray really was. And that's why I hated it. Like, because that was so stupid. Like, oh, they forgot about us. Thank God. People aren't looking at me everywhere I go thinking, oh, that's that poor guy who was shish kebabbed and he lived. You know what I mean?
And And then
But she didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
She didn't know who Ray was. She didn't
Yeah.
understand who Julie was. She didn't have that backstory. So she loved it. So there's a school of thought where, you know, not knowing what happened gives you different perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I think people who may have seen 7 and not known the lore of 1 through 4 really may have liked 7 more than we do too. So
I appreciate they
I
took a
thought
swing
7
of
was
it, that's for
decent.
sure.
I thought 7 was decent until they got to the boat.
It was
And Freddie
ballsy
Prinze,
for sure.
this is another conversation I'd like to have where I had to sign an NDA. If he's happy with what happened with Ray, because he signed before there was a script. And I think that's really stupid. Matthew Lillard did the same with 7. So
See,
are you happy with the direction that they took your character, Freddie Prinze Jr.? Because I sure as hell wouldn't be.
I would have made sure the script was good before you signed anything. This is why you need to watch what you sign in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I read that, I was like, I read it after the movie came out, and I was like, dude, I wonder if he's happy with that. Like conversations with he and Sarah over tea in the morning, you know, I really wish I didn't do that movie, honey.
Especially, it didn't make any sense. They were happy after I Still Know the lesson, and then they never really explained why they were divorced. It was so stupid.
Right, and they hate
Yeah.
each other. Like they weren't just divorced; they hate each other.
It's like, well, okay, what caused that then? You didn't say anything about
Yeah.
that. That was
That's
stupid.
right. Don't you
Freddie
dare go to
Prinze Jr.
sleep,
said
girl.
the only way he was going to come back was if he was in the. I didn't read that. I didn't see that. So perhaps he was happy about it.
Well,
Uh,
I don't mind them going there. Just give them a better motive. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
better storyline. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Yeah, that's a whole different
What
stream
else
in
we got?
general.
Anybody else have? Yeah, that is all. Anybody else have any other thoughts about Stu?
Yeah, like I said, it was cool scenes. I did enjoy it. You know, as from a Matthew's perspective. If it
Right.
should have been Stu, it should have been Stu. But if it's not.
So,
So
since we're here and we have you as a captive audience, Kyle, tell us, how did all this Stu shit start for you?
it all started when I wanted to get an interview with Matthew.
Nice.
Okay.
And then I got to talk to the publicist, and then unfortunately he was busy. And then I got hold, but the publicist and assistant producer of Screen 7, I can't reveal his name, but got hold of me and said, "Would you want to know? At least would you want to know? You want to know what he's doing in Screen 7?" Because that's I was going to
They just
interview.
offered that to you?
Yeah, and then
Shut up.
no, it actually is true. But so
That's
I
crazy.
signed the NDA, and then that's how that got started.
And they just called you up and said, "Here, this is what we're doing."
No. Well, it started. Well, it started in the email. So, and then because I had to call, they give me a number to call, just so we can see if we can set up the interview or not. And we talked, and then they sent me to where I had to sign it. So
That's crazy. So you didn't see anything, right? They just told you exactly what was going to happen.
yeah, what Matthew was going to be doing. So
Right.
the ghost face were kept from me, but what Matthew was doing. So
Well, the ghost faces were pretty easy. I mean, Carl was a
well,
shock, but
I would have probably
I
guessed
actually
that anyway,
knew
but
as soon as Sid was trying to give Carl his coffee, I was like, "Yep, there's one." But then I thought, well, who the hell is this idiot?
then he got ran over.
Yeah, he did. That was pretty great. I'm glad they didn't waste that on one of the main ghosties, but they could have. They could have hit either one of them with the car for all I cared.
So is there any chance for a Matthew interview or not?
Well, because me and Steven for Kids on the Scarebin wanted to get with Matthew. So
Mm-hmm.
so eventually, because there's so many gatekeepers when it comes to that. Well, that's all I'm going to say. But
Oh
I
my
think,
god, yeah. There's like 40 people in front of him for sure.
so. But no, eventually it will happen for sure.
I would think Kyle, you will go from 1,000 subscribers to 20,000 in an hour.
Oh, when that day happens with Matthew, yes.
Mhm.
Matthew's a sweet
And
person. He loves his fans, so I
I
know
would
he would do
hope
it. It's just getting through
I would
this
hope that that they
getting through
look
that.
at the size of your channel and say, you know, we need to help this guy out, as
Yeah.
opposed to say CZ, who's got 1 million subscribers. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like CZ doesn't need your, and I'm not saying anything against CZ because you know I love that guy, but you need to help the little guy out,
Because
and that's
and I
what we
get it.
are. We're the little guy.
Yeah, and that's
You
why I
know,
said because all these other big and this is just big YouTubers in general, not against anyone. Like
right?
they
I
always
just
they
threw
don't
his
need the
name out
help.
because I love him.
They don't need the help. Give
Right.
me and I know, and I'm also trying to work on getting Nev on the channel, so that would be
Oh my
cool.
God.
Nice.
If you
I'm
get
working on.
if you get Nev, can I just sit there and talk to her with you? Because I love
You
her.
could.
I'd behave, I promise. She's Canadian like you.
Yeah, she is. Canadian.
Canadian.
Yes, Canadian. That's what some of us Americans call Canadians. Canadian. I don't know why Kevin started that. He
I've
said
never
it
heard
once, and
that
I
one
thought, well, that's
before.
really cute. Canadian. It's not derogatory. It's sweet.
Nice.
And see, of all the YouTubers, I would when it came to respect when it came to Stu, Steven was the one I respected the most because he actually respected people when they didn't like Stu, that didn't want Stu alive, and I would have loved to see what he would have said. Of
Yes, exactly.
of all the ones I respected the most, he was the one I respected the most when it came to talking about Stu.
You know, I really got into YouTube before 5, and that's how I found We Watched a Movie, which is ultimately how I found Chris and landed in this boat with you and M. But I only saw a couple of Steven's streams, and that was before I even, like, I was a Scream fan. I liked the movies, so when I would watch the trailers when they came out, and if I missed it on TV, I would watch it on YouTube, but I didn't watch like reaction videos, or I didn't even know that was a thing. But when I looked up Scream 5 on YouTube looking for the trailer, Mike was there, and I watched all of his Scream videos that day because I really liked what he said about the 5 trailer. And then a Scream fanatic was born. Not quite like I am today, but and then when I forgot the name of the channel, so I put in Scream 5 something blah blah blah, and I ended up on Steven's channel, and he was really good, but unfortunately, like, I only maybe watched 5 videos of his, and then when I really got into it with Chris, like really starting to watch YouTube and pay attention and things like that, and hear about these crazy Stu theories, I found Sista Pam, who's obsessed with Stu.
Oh yeah.
Nothing against her. I think it's a great. She's got a boat and she's rowing it.
And I did have a fun stream with
And
her
then
for sure.
and then Michael, and then Steven passed. So like I one day I'll sit down and I'll watch his stuff, and she's lying to you, Chris. You're
She
lying,
said
stop
it. She said it. I'll take it.
Knock it off. And it's in
Said the
print, so
words.
she can't deny it. Screenshot that, Chris, quick.
Screenshot.
Well, it's our stream, so I can download it and save it. Take a picture.
Mount it on the wall.
Yeah.
No, that's it. Frame it.
I
Put
can
it right
frame
behind
it.
you. Make it one of those pictures behind you. Put it right above Mickey's head. Mike and Jay are awesome. I liked them better a long time ago. I think they're getting a little crazy, but Mike has some great insights, the way that he evaluates things, and he loves Scream, and we agree on, I would say, 98% of his Scream stuff, and his regular reviews were of like minds. I think Jay's funnier though.
See, okay.
You see, you're not talking about me right now, Em, and it's making me sad.
See, okay, so I know I'm going to say this on the celebration stream for sure, but I've been doing YouTube for a very long time, for 5 years, going through different channels. But when I
didn't realize. Sorry, Kyle. I didn't realize you had so many names.
Yeah, because I got hacked a few times. But now
I knew you got hacked, but I didn't know you had that many different names.
Yeah,
you had like 6 name changes.
When I came back from the hospital 2 years ago, alive. Bullshit.
That is a bonus, coming home alive.
Yeah. M when I first met M, no matter what, if Shay got it to do YouTube, if I didn't do YouTube, I would never met some of you amazing people. But when I first met M, she definitely changed. I'm not gonna say the good YouTube, a little emotional for a minute, but she changed my life when I started. She made YouTube more fun, and I've been friends with a lot more amazing people. And same for you, Chris and Shell. You guys are awesome, and this is why I did my passion in the first place. And you guys make it even more fun. You guys are definitely the bonus, and I love you guys. And I'll say
very much.
I'll say the full speech when we do the celebration stream. But M definitely
We love
changed
you
my
too,
life for
Kyle.
the better.
I'm so glad that however you and Chris found each other, I love it.
Yeah.
But most importantly, the Shell love is flowing in.
And so have you, Shell.
I am
love you
M's
as well.
favorite. Look at that.
Now that
And
makes
she's being
more sense.
genuine. See that? See that? And then hold on.
Well, enough on
I
this
love all three of
Shell
you,
love
but Shell
bullshit.
is-
We're going to
Shell
disappear.
is, hold on, phenomenal. Oh,
'Cause-
thank you. Oh, and you did ask about my channel. This is my channel. It's Chris and I.
Yes.
He's Chris. I'm Shell. And thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it.
I
We
love you
appreciate
too.
it.
Yeah, we
But the
appreciate
Shell love is rolling in today. I'm not
Yes, we'll-
imagining it because of my headphones, right?
We'll
People are making
talk about that a bit
it's
more when we
sympathy
do
love.
the 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I'll give you the full
thing.
speech when we do it then. But you
Yes.
get
Oh,
the-
good. Well, I'm glad. It's been lovely knowing both of you.
Because 2 years ago, I just started watching you guys when you had Haley on, and I just started watching.
Hales, yep.
And I've seen how you guys improved since then, and I would love to see her back with you guys eventually.
Oh, Haley is I'm doing the Oscars live on the 15th, and Haley is joining me for that.
awesome because you guys definitely.
Yeah,
have
I'm
improved.
super
So I think
excited.
gonna be
It's been a
almost
long time.
2 years since
Yep,
then.
it's been a long time since she was with us, and she's about to get her channel going back up. So that'll be
Appreciate
really
the
good.
kind words in there, Bubba.
Is it just me?
Kyle, you're the man. Love the content. It's always a good time playing games with you. Oh, Kyle, love rolling in. We remember everything in the movie in order to get you guys know what it really meant. Well, there's going to be a couple more 7 streams. Like I said, we're on with M on Sunday, and then Chris and I are doing
Our full
spoiler
stream
stream.
7 spoiler stream.
I'm looking to see when that is.
I think it's 7:30 your time on Sunday. I think because it's 11 o'clock my time Monday.
Yeah. So we're with M at my time, 3 o'clock on Sunday, and then 8:30 that night. Here we'll be talking about all of how Chris and I feel about 7, all the stuff.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
feel free to join us then, and then sometime in early April we'll have a watch party for 7. So join us then, and that'll be like a 3-hour party, so we can talk about everything.
Yeah, and then once
There's a lot. It moved really fast, but there's a lot to unpack about what happened.
Well, with that said, if you want to join us beforehand, you can join us in
There you go.
5.
Some
You
more
can join
Kyle
us in
love.
5 hours. You can join us in 5 hours time, and Emma's going to be on this channel as well, and we're going to be watching Ready or Not as a watch party.
That's right. Ready or not, 1:30 today.
Yeah, 11 something my time. So I'll be back.
Yeah,
again.
it's so it's 1:30 for me, 2:30 for Mountain Time for Kyle, and I am
5 a.m. for
Pennsylvania
me.
in the States, USA time. I try to put that in every description, at the very least, mine and Chris's time, so everybody kind of knows where you're at. But if you click on the link, or if you click on the video in YouTube, it'll give you your time.
Right.
There you go, Chris.
Thank you
Let's
very
all
much.
thank Christ as a host. Not Chris, Christ.
We get what you meant.
I almost smashed my forehead off my desk.
Well, don't do
He's
that.
a
Otherwise, it wouldn't-
professional. I think
I'll
if
take
I
it.
ever do that, I would knock myself out. It is so tender and so swollen. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's all good. We knew what you meant.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely, Edward. We get it. Everybody's
And
thanks.
that's what
You don't have to
the cr-
apologize. Oh, that was friggin' hilarious.
you're the Christ
I'm
of
dead
all
too. Oh, it's
Australia. Hey,
great.
Chris.
Yeah. Oh.
They need one of those like the Holy Redeemer thing in Brazil, the Christ statue, Christ the
Oh,
Redeemer. They need
he's
one of
gonna have
those
a
for a
Chris
Christmas.
is
in
gonna
the
have a-
morning. In the morning, I'll
Get
just
a
let my.
helmet.
I'll
Get
just
a
get. I'll just.
helmet.
Well, I do have a
Oh.
I do have a who is it? Victoria Hayes mask. So I'll just rip the crown thorn off of that and put it on my head.
Oh my
So,
God.
so Edward, just stick to what you love. Don't never let anyone change your
Absolutely.
opinions. It's what your case is. That's why when I go into movies, I
Absolutely.
make my own. You make your own opinion.
Yes.
That's why I love this stuff. Like, and we don't, not yet. We're not big enough to have any toxic fans, thank God. But and part of me hopes we never get that big, where we're kicking people out of the chat for being assholes. But give your opinion, but give it with respect. You know,
Yeah.
understand that people are not going to agree with you, or people completely agree with you. Either way is fine, and it's great because it's initiating a dialogue.
Yeah,
where
like I said.
we can talk about, you know, Billy being the best ghost face, or I love Roman. People don't. There you go. See, respect is the key.
Yeah, and like I
It
said,
doesn't
I like
matter
it.
as long as you don't say, you know what, you are a fucking asshole because you like Scream 4 and I don't. That's inappropriate and wrong, and don't be a dick because you're out. It's very
Right.
simple.
Like I respect people who dislike movies I like, and it's fine.
Absolutely.
And not disrespect. I respect people that don't like the movies I
Right.
like. It's fine.
I watch the Transformers movies every month. People think I'm crazy. I don't care. I do.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I love a movie that
No.
most people hate. So
But what is that?
Send that to your friends.
Nightmare on
Send
Elm
that to your
Street
friends.
2010.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Whew.
I watch it all the time.
That hurts
nice.
my heart, honestly. I mean, I love Kellen Lutz, and it hurts me that he was killed off first, but yikes. Right. You absolutely, Bubba. It wouldn't be fun if we talked about the same thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, Em, about that.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's
I mean,
just that-
Sister Pam would be out of business if people didn't agree with her. She started her channel solely on the idea that Stu was alive.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And
That's
I've
nice.
watched all of her Stu Clues videos. They make a lot of sense. Oh, I'm getting a headache. They make a lot of sense. Where she comes from, the ideas that she has. I don't agree with her, but I see where she's coming from. Whereas other people in her comments, they tear her apart. Why they watch her and tear her apart, I don't understand.
Why bother
never
watching if
understand
you're going to hate
Like,
on it?
Because if you watch her, you're helping her anyway.
Yeah.
You
It's
know, you're
just like
giving her hours, you're giving
if
her
it-
the like,
either
you're
way
giving
you
her
like
the comment. And that's what YouTube wants.
they do the same thing to Dave McRae. They dislike his opinions, but they still watch him.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't eat breakfast. I fast, so
Yeah,
I don't eat breakfast at all.
either. Although when Sam moves in, I'll be eating breakfast almost every day. You know,
I fast for
I have
about
a funeral
20 hours
tonight,
a day.
so I have to eat before that. Otherwise, I don't want my stomach growling while I'm in the funeral home.
I would never be able to do
although,
that.
although the person that I'm going to see, she would appreciate my stomach growling while I was at her funeral.
With my health, I have to eat. Otherwise, it would be a bad idea if I don't.
Yes.
I'm never hungry,
Honestly.
and when I eat, I get nauseous. So
All
That's
right, we better
intimidating. The other
disappear. As
day-
I said, we'll be back
Oh, well,
in
fine.
just under 5 hours now for Ready or Not Watch Party. Thanks for joining us.
Christmas kicking
Thanks.
us out.
Yes. We appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.
See
Thanks
you,
for
Bye,
watching.
everybody.
Wait.
Fucking mouse disappears.
Another beer, you want one? Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
You see,